Hey Armando, how's it going? I got your email. Um, I'm gonna give you a quick response, and hopefully it'll you know be helpful. Um, the thing is, I think because of the nature of your model, which is asymmetrical, there might be not much you can do about the having to sculpt both sides of the face, unless you've done like a separate pass, like a separate piece first of the head, made it. I mean, sculpted it symmetrical, and then done the rest, and then joined them together. Um, for doing like symmetrical sculpting, if you have like a symmetrical piece, like for instance this guy here, I'm gonna just subdivide a couple of times and go into sculpt mode. Um, if you have like a symmetrical object and then you're sculpting, when you go into sculpt mode, you can in the symmetry tab right here. I don't know if you're seeing my cursor, but it's towards the left side. It says symmetry lock. You can make symmetrical the x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis. So basically, when you actually go and sculpt, let's see, you basically whatever you do to one side, you're doing it to the other. So that would have been something to have in mind towards the beginning of your project. It might be a little too late for that, or maybe not. Maybe you can. Maybe you could like cut out the face, the head of the dragon, and then do like a separate piece for the head, which you would like do in this fashion, like symmetrical. Basically, you just model like a base mesh of your head, and then start sculpting. Whatever you do on one side will affect the other. There's another tool here which you might have to install. I'll show you that a little later. Which is, there's an add-on called Sculpt-Tools. It might be already installed by not activated by default. I'm not sure. We'll check that out. So basically, it kind of copies what you have on one side to the other. Again, your geometry has to be symmetrical, like in this case. Let's say you have this, and you've been sculpting this side, and you like it, but you kind of don't want to have to do it again. Basically, with that tool, you can ask it for X mirror, which will basically copy what you have to the other. And basically, that way, you can, just go on sculpting afterwards, and you'll have your two pieces symmetrical. And you can, if you, for some reason, forgot to turn on symmetry, and you did something on one side and forgot that you wanted to do that on the other side, you can go ahead and call it again, and it'll basically, well, in this case, you can select which side to which side. So in this case, I would have wanted the changes I made, like in this side, to go to the other. So basically, just change this from -x to x to +x to -x and do it. And in that case, whoa, I think I didn't change it. Basically, one does one side to the other, and the other one basically does the opposite. The thing with your model is, of course, it's not symmetrical. So even if you did this, which I'll let you know how to install it later, it wouldn't have worked. So I have a version of your model here. I kind of rearranged the views to my liking or whatever. But basically, if you tried this trick here, it wouldn't work, because he'll give you basically this, which I don't think is what you want, like this double-headed Hydra kind of thing. So that's what I was telling you about. Maybe it's a good idea to start with maybe you can save the body you have, or keep working on it or whatever, and then model separate the head and then join them together. That might be one solution. Regarding the leg thing, I think they might, I don't know how you try to subdivide it, but I feel still there's ways to solve this. Basically, I'm gonna go to the clay modeling brush, sculpting brush, and then I'm gonna turn the topo on. I'm gonna say okay here. Basically, this will give me like it'll subdivide the mesh as it needs, and with the base brush, with this clay brush, I'll just go ahead and like give it a little, rub it a little, so it kind of starts subdividing a little bit all over, so we don't have like weird parts unsubdivided. Let's say, oh shoot, well, sorry about this, but I'm using like a development version of Blender, so it's way easier for it to crash. And then I shouldn't be using this on a day-to-day basis, but I kind of like to try the new stuff all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and reopen it just once, not twice, sorry, and try that again. You should not have that problem. This is just because I'm running like a development version. It's kind of like unstable. As I was saying, clay brush, then topo with the default 12 subdivisions at the beginning. Rub it a little, so until you see kind of like your mesh starting to subdivide and don't have those weird patches all over. Once you're kind of satisfied with that, you can go into another level of subdivision and start like smoothing it out a little bit, because right now it's a little rough, but I feel you don't have to go back and subdivide, like remodel. I think you're good with what you have. You just have to have a little patience and like give it a little more time with the tool, which I feel you're starting to get to know better. So once I rub the thing and I kind of like the amounts of divisions, even the coarse, I'm going to use now the flatten tool, and maybe I'll subdivide this a little further to 6 and start just like evening this out a little bit. I'm going too strong, because we'll get like a little. You'll see like faceted stuff. Just do that a little bit. Make sure you can add where you like it, and then lastly you can use either the polish brush or the smooth brush and give it like the last minor details and like final touch kind of thing. But I feel the geometry you have is good. I don't think you have to go back and like redo it. Just have to, get more comfortable with the sculpting tools. I feel with what you have, you're ready to start sculpting like now. So just say go for it, and then let me know if you have any more questions, man. I mean, I'm glad you wrote me, because that way I can like try to help you a little bit more. So that said, I'm gonna show you how to install add-ons and stuff, because you might need to if you want to try the other mirror thing. So basically for that, what you do is you go into the user preferences, and then there's this tab that says add-ons. It might not be by default selected, but this guy. And then there's like a bunch of like stuff that comes pre-installed with Blender, but maybe not activated. And with this guy, you can search for stuff. This one's called Sculpt-Tools, so it might be already there. In this case, it is. I already installed it, and to activate it, you just click on this guy. And then if you save your settings, next time you turn it on, it'll be active. Or if it's not at all installed, which might happen, I'm gonna remove it just to show you how it works. If it's not at all installed and you look for it and it doesn't show up like this, Sculpt-Tools. Basically, if you know where to get it, which I'll send you the link just in case. This guy. basically you just download it. In this case, I'm gonna download a zip file. Oh, I already had downloaded it, of course. And then you tell Blender like install from file, look up whatever your download landed. In this case, it's in my downloads folder right here. And then you look for the file, the zip file. In this case, Blender Sculpt-Tools master. Install from file. It'll bring you here, and then basically it'll whatever add-on you installed, it'll be by default shown, only that one. And then you just go and click here to activate it. Save your settings. Next time it'll be there and active. And then when you go to your sculpt thing, you'll have this last tab here called Sculpt-Tools. Basically, you'll have all the stuff I was showing you before. This way you can install multiple different add-ons you can find online. I'll put you a link with a place to find cool add-ons you can use for multiple things. In this case, just for the sculpting, but there's many others. That's it. Hopefully I helped you something. And then, by the way, your dragon's looking pretty awesome. Hopefully you keep like learning with the sculpting tools and you finish something great. All right, let me know if you have any more questions, and talk to you soon, man. All right, bye.